I really like Ben 10, and if you've clicked on this video, you too also probably really like Ben 10. So, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. I'm thinking about how this guy could come to Fortnite. So, Ben 10 has crossed over with plenty of different franchises before. We've had him in Brawlhalla, and we've had him in Minecraft. Those are the two that really come to my mind that changed the gameplay of the game in order to feature Benjamin Tennyson. So, how could Fortnite do it? Well, hello true believers and welcome back to Sitetoastonish. I am on a holodeck of a space station and I'm pretty sure Jordan is around here somewhere.
Computer, why is my voice deep like a cool American superstar?
Well, sir, you asked.
Never mind. Okay, STV, engage holodeck. Spawn 10-foot tall Renala from Elden Ring. Barefoot.
Spawning large Renala from Elden Ring.
Disengage safety protocols.
Protocols disengaged.
Oh yeah.
But that's not for us to worry about right now. On this holodeck, I'm thinking about clashing the worlds of Ben 10 and Fortnite into one. So let's look at doing that. Damn watch has turned me into the wrong alien again. I'm the subscribe button. I got this transformation from clicking on the subscribe button down below. While I'm here though, you should do that. You should click on the subscribe button down below. Reason being, it helps the channel quite a lot. You should also click on the like button because that also helps the channel quite a lot. Please click like and subscribe, and if you're feeling ever so kind, you could also leave a comment, which would just make my day. Anyway, I think the time is running out and I'll get back to the video now. Now, I first want to cover what I originally thought for this. Originally, I thought this could be a mini-season where Ben would be part of the pass, and the Ross Bucket would be the main glider that you unlock. However, after some thought, I really don't like that idea actually, and then I had the idea of, oh, let's merge the story into it, let's bring Ben as a main player into the Fortnite story, because, hey, that's happened before. I thought about bringing Vilgax in to help join the last reality, but looking at how Fortnite's storyline is going right now, I don't think these guys are going to be around for very long. So I kind of don't want to do that anymore, plus I feel like it dates this. So I've decided that I'm just going to set it out as plainly as possible. This will not be a mini-season. No, it will be a big collab. A big collab in the sense that we will have items on the map and a boss on the map, but we will not have like a mini pass for this. He's not going to be in the battle pass, there's no mini pass, it's just going to be one of those weird sort of events that occasionally happens in Fortnite, where the items of a game are suddenly just in there, like when we had the Kamehameha or when we had the My Hero Academia one. Now, I know that the Dragon Ball one did in fact have a mini pass to it, but let's just forget that happened, why don't we? So, Ben 10, how do I think it would work? Well, I want to cover the skins, and I want to cover the map, and I want to cover the gameplay abilities. So I'm going to break those down into 3 sections, but first I'll give you a rundown on my idea for how the aliens would work in Fortnite. I think it's pretty simple. Whilst roaming in your game, you can find these Omni Crystals. Once you pick up an Omni Crystal, you will get a random alien from a list of 8 aliens in total. Now, you might be thinking, Mr. Sitetoastonish, why haven't you included 10? Well, there are actually 9. But the last one is a special alien for the sort of end of the event, kind of like how we had Godzilla or how we had the Megazord. Now, I know that they were tied into the season, but I like the idea of there being like a big final hurrah to a collaboration being in there. That sort of final week refresh to bring in some more players. So that's what the 9th alien will be. And I do have some honourable mention aliens, so it is your guys' job to fill out the last slot of these aliens. I will provide you with some of the aliens that I think could work, and if you have ideas on how you think a certain alien could work in the game, please comment down below, and while you're down there, I sure wouldn't mind a little like and subscribe. Plus, YouTube's added this new feature called hyping, so if you enjoy this video, please hype me in the algorithm, it would do wonders. But the aliens, it's simple. You'll pick up an Omni Crystal. When you pick up an Omni Crystal, you have the opportunity to transform into one of 10 random aliens. That's right, 10, because we're including these honorable mentions. One of 10 random aliens. You will get that alien for a total of 5 minutes. They will have 2 abilities, and during that 5 minutes, you cannot de-transform from the alien. You're locked in. You can still use your weapons, but you are locked in with that alien. So kind of like how the transformations work in the current game, except from the fact that you're not highlighted on the map, you're just larger with more health. I want this to be a spectacle, I want this to be fun. I want people to be able to get their hands on it and really chew into the meat of the aliens. Yes, they will probably become the meta, but with there being 10 different aliens, I truly believe that there's enough gameplay variation that this won't collapse underneath its own weight as fast as it probably should. Also, this is more for fun than actual really be in the game, but it would be cool if this was put in the game. Skins. I have a total of 4 major skins that I want, with a 5th one as a retainer, which I still think would be very cool, but I just don't see really happening. All these skins will be in the item shop because, hey, I want people to have as much opportunity as possible to be able to purchase these skins. It would suck if you're a big fan of Ben 10 and you miss out on Ben because he was in a mini pass. Next up is the boss on the map and the map change, which I will cover in the 3rd section. Now, this is the smallest section, but I do think it'll be quite interesting if you're willing to hear me out. So, without further ado, the skins. Well, it's pretty simple. The skins, I'm not gonna lie, there are 4 with, again, that retainer of the 5th one. So let's break down the skins that I want to see. Number 1 is obviously the hero of heroes, Benjamin Kirby Tennyson.
It's hero time!
Ben will come in a few different forms. Firstly, I would like to state that in my ideal opinion, we would get a Fortnite original Ben design. But it is more likely, with how the collabs have been shaking out so far, that we will get either UAF or Omniverse Ben. Now, I would also like to see him be able to put on his classic t-shirt because that's my favourite version of Ben. That's the fit that I think goes the hardest, but UAF or Omniverse is more than likely the thing that we will get. He will come with a back bling, a pickaxe, and a wrap. So for his back bling, I was thinking that we could get an Omnitrix dial, kind of in the style of that Emperor's dial that we got for the Star Wars mini-season, but instead of displaying kills, it flicks through the different aliens of Ben's Omnitrix rotation. I think it should just cover all aliens and be a general Omnitrix dial, so you can have, you know, a selected set, whether it be original, Omniverse, or, you know, UAF. I think that would be the best way to do it, sort of give everyone a big pool of aliens to pick from, and it just be PNGs. Simplest way to do it. So you've got a little Omnitrix dial, and it flicks through the different aliens like holograms. Next up is his pickaxe, and I think it's pretty simple. I want a pickaxe that is like a giant hammer pickaxe that is made of all of Ben's different aliens. Just little sort of like a mutated Kevin pickaxe, kind of. Just something that really shows off all his different aliens that you can swing around with and really show off the hero of heroes. Not just some basic Omnitrix badge on a black pickaxe. I really want this to be an interesting sort of amalgamation so we can get a nice vibe for it. Like I'm saying, like mutated Kevin if he was a stick. Next up, I've got his wrap. It's got the Omnitrix tech greeblies sort of all over it with the Omnitrix logo somewhere on the wrap, probably towards the back of it so you can see in-game. Just a pretty simple, basic default wrap, almost like as if Upgrade has upgraded your weapon. Now, I do want to give a jam track to Ben, and now I was torn between 2 different ones, because I really want to have Osmoband's You Need to Stop. Because I feel like to true fans, that's a really big nod towards Omniverse, because it's Feedback's theme, or at least it's you know, what Feedback's theme was based off of, though if you listen to the 2 side by side, I think there's a little plagiarism. But the real answer, and the one that we would more than likely get, is just the Ben 10 main theme from Classic, which is, don't get me wrong, an absolutely amazing theme, but maybe we could have a couple of jam tracks, Osmoband's You Need to Stop, and also the Ben 10 main theme. And it better not be that fucking reboot theme, that thing sucks. The next skin on the list is Ben's right-hand man, Rook Blanco.
These 2 abominations are coming with us.
He's from Omniverse. I don't know a ton about Rook. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I know he's a Ravonagander, and I know he's a plumber. So let's break down what Rook comes with. Well, he comes with his basic outfit. It's just Rook Blanco. It's just the guy. It's just him. I'm sorry. There's not much to this guy. It's Rook. But his pickaxe and back bling are where things get interesting. So for his pickaxe and back bling, he's going to have the Omnitrix Proto Tool. I would like the back bling to work kind of like how Predator's arm shoulder cannon worked, or also how like Tony Stark's back bling worked back in like Chapter 2 Season 4. And for his pickaxe, it's just the general Omni tool in a pickaxe shape, although you could have it as one of those wrist-mounted ones if you really fancy that. I personally think it would be cooler as a big pickaxe, but I get the wrist-mounted one would probably be a little bit more cool. And obviously, you will pull it off the back, like you can do with multiple different pickaxes nowadays. So I think that's really where my cream lies with Rook. He's a pretty simple skin, there's not like a deep amount to him, but I do think he could be a really neat skin to get in the game. Next up is another one of Ben's besties, Kevin Levin.
Look, Gwen, you have to treat a car like you treat a woman.
Go on.
No, I sense I've made a mistake of some kind.
From specifically UAF, I want Kevin E. Levin to have 2 different styles. That's right, 2 different styles. I'm fucking cool. The 2 different styles I think are pretty obvious if you're a Ben 10 fan. One is his basic style, and the other one is his sort of Metamorpho Man style, where he's covered in all the different materials. And I think this should come with a built-in emote where Kevin touches the ground and transforms. Now, granted, he should technically transform into what he touches, but I think it'd be just equally as fine to have him transform into his Metamorpho Man form by doing that. It would just be a cool emote. I think that's Kevin's sort of main chunk right there. But for his pickaxe, it should be a Metamorpho Man style, like sort of Sandman hammer, like a big old fucking chunk of the dirt, or like a big old metal hammer that he swings from his fist. This one obviously being a fist pickaxe, kind of like linked to him how Mr. Fantastic's one is. For his back bling, I think we should have a cube of his car from the movie Alien Swarm. I just want to see Kevin's destroyed car, and maybe the tagline's like, my car, because it's something that happens so often, and it's sort of integral to his character, and something so deeply, deeply funny to me. I think it'd be interesting to have that in there. The next and final character that I think would truly be added to the game is Gwendolyn Tennyson.
I was supposed to be on that team.
Yeah, if only you could hit, or throw, or run.
Gwen is also quite a simple character too, but I think that sort of is fine. You've got 2 pretty complex characters and 2 pretty simple characters. Now, Gwen, I think, should come with 2 styles. 1 style for her basic style being the UAF outfit. I think that's sort of the most recognizable one for me personally. So I think we'll get basic UAF Gwen, plus a Lucky Girl style inspired by her Omniverse Lucky Girl outfit with the Anodite stuff. It's a good way to get the Anodite form in there and also still have a sort of relatively easy skin style that'll not really change much of Gwen's physiology to get it in there. For her back bling, it's the Book of Charms, and for her pickaxe, it's a mana pickaxe. Now, Gwen, I envision having a glider, either a stepping glider, which is her pink squares, or just a circle like Doctor Strange's one, but it's the pink mana. Speaking of gliders, there is a glider I feel should be included in the item shop, which is the Rust Bucket. And while we're talking about what's in the item shop, I think we should talk about that last skin. So the last skin that I feel has an honourable place but may not be added is a plumber skin in the basic UAF plumber outfit, but this time I think it should come with a variation of different styles for the aliens featured in the game, where it's just their head inside that outfit. So you can have a Petrosapien, you can have a Tetramand, you could have a Piscus Velation. I don't fucking care what you have in there, but I think that's just a way to be able to let players still have the aliens in-game outside of it being an ability that you unlock. Now, I know that that could run into issues, like technically Piscus Relations needs add-ons to the front of their suit so that they can breathe in it, and technically a Tetraman would need to have 4 arms, but I think that we can bend the logic a little bit in order to have a cool skin. The plumber wouldn't really come with anything special, but I just think that could be pretty cool. I feel like he'd probably maybe have a plumber badge back bling inspired by the UAF Omnitrix badges, but that's really all about it I can think for them. They're sort of an honourable mention skin, something I would love to see in the game, but I highly doubt we could get it purely because it really does mess with the lore of Ben 10, and sometimes Fortnite don't really like to do that. Now, for the rest of the stuff in the item shop, I am thinking of having a couple of extra sprinkly add-ons that Fortnite can winch your wallet with. One, which is a staple of Fortnite's current collabs, being a car. This car being Kevin's car, based off the 2009 Dodge Challenger as it was portrayed in Alien Swarm, except this time we will give it a nice cel-shaded coat of paint, and also a coat of paint to be Ben's car, which is ever so slightly different. I also think it'd be cool to have a little rust bucket decal on there as well, that just sort of changes the colorways to be sort of like the rust bucket. That could be pretty sweet as well. That's typically because these vehicles usually have 3 decals in order to really winch the rest of the money out your wallet. But yeah, that's what I think we could get for a vehicle. As for sidekicks, something that I didn't think I would be adding, but I do actually have a couple of Ben 10 sidekicks I want to see. One being Zed, Kevin's dog, the one that had the Nematrix. Could just be cool to see Zed in there, and plus it's a basic dog model, just put her over Spike, it would work super well. The next creature I feel would probably have to be sort of like the fish stick ball, would be Ship, little upgrade blob, little galvanic mechamorph blob Ship, a fan favourite character from a UAF, so you've got representation from OV and UAF in there, both with these sidekicks. Sure, you could do like a little Azimuth sidekick too, but I feel like that would be pushing it a little bit, even though I think it would be cool as fuck. God, imagine having a grey matter sidekick. It'd be so cool. But those are the two that I think we'd have. Zed and Ship, because I just think they'd work the best. I don't have any colorways for them, I don't have any outfits for them, I don't even know what their emotes would be, I just think they would be interesting to have in the game. That about wraps it for the skins and the item shop section. So now I think we should delve into the big meat and potatoes of this video, the real reason that you clicked on this video, the abilities. So let's break this down easy style. I will go alien by alien, and we will talk about what their abilities will be, what they're inspired by, and how they will work. So, without further ado, let's get into the aliens. It is hero time! Heat Blast is the alien that takes the #1 slot. Heat Blast, I think, is a phenomenal alien to start with. Also, he's a really useful alien in utility, at least that's the way I've got him here. Heat Blast will work as follows. Heat Blast will use the Doom Gauntlets, but reskinned to be his hands, obviously, and will do 60 damage per hit. I chose the Doom Gauntlets because they do leave behind fire afterwards, and I thought it would be cool to be on brand. And I do want them to make that cool little screaming sound that his fire makes in the show. For his secondary ability, I was thinking of a way to give Heat Blast some kind of maneuverability. I had thought of having him sail on a big rock of magma, and I thought, no, because I have another alien that's similar like that, and I don't want to use that ability too early, and I was like, what's another thing that Heat Blast does often that he could do here? And what is a pre-existing Fortnite item that they could easily reskin to make it usable? And that is simply the base boost gloves. They have a very simple little boost jump in them. If you took that ability and skinned it over Heat Blast, it would barely look out of place, as Heat Blast does that a lot in the show.
He needs help.
Now, he could be like bottom tier alien as the season goes on, and as people find out how to work with these aliens, but like how the Doom Gauntlets could still be useful towards the end game of Absolute Doom and the Marvel season, he could really come in clutch as a super useful alien. That's right, the Tetraman Terror 4 Arms is up next, and he is another alien that relies on its simplicity. Now, 4 Arms I viewed as being a fusion of both She-Hulk and Wolverine's abilities. So, with his main, you'll have She-Hulk's punch abilities from the season that she was in, which is Chapter 2 Season 4, and you will have the Chapter 2 Season 4 Tornado that Wolverine came with. Because I think that's another really useful sort of ability to give him. Not only do you have the ability to throw players away, but you have the ability to get in close with those players and deal some damage as quickly as possible, which leads to you having a more advantageous position in a lot of different scenarios, and not making it feel cheap if you are shot from being too close, because you do have the ability to push that person away. I feel like he's another alien that could be either mid or absolutely top tier. Upgrade the Galvanic Mechamorph, another alien that is quite well used throughout Classic. Now, this one's gameplay abilities are a touch lacking, as there's not really much you could upgrade in Fortnite. But let's cover his first ability first, and we'll cover what you can upgrade next. His first main ability will give you the ability to turn into a blob of goo on the floor, like the Chrome ability did all those seasons ago back in Paradise. Except this time you'll be a little bit faster and you'll be able to latch onto a car in your glob form, which is your secondary ability, allowing you to upgrade the car to give it off-road tires and give it one of those like extra special longer boosts. Now, this will only last for as long as you are upgrade. Once you stop being upgrade, you de-upgrade the car and will fall off of it. I know what you must be thinking. Mr. STA, this is too close to wrecked. Fuck off. My video. I liked wrecked. I want it back. So upgrade will upgrade a car in the style of how the wrecked cars could be upgraded. It will be random each time. Next alien on the docket is Ghost Freak. I like me a little bit of Ghost Freak. Ghost Freak, again, is a little bit of a weird one, clashing two abilities you might not think would work together. And that is the Shadow form from a few seasons ago, where you could Shadow Bomb and turn into the sort of spectral-esque creature that could double jump and was faster. I want to give this as his main ability. Your main ability is to disappear for about 30 seconds. For his second ability, that is Venom's Smash and Grab, using Ghost Freak's tentacles. You can latch onto a player, you'll do about 50 damage, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of more used as a harpoon gun-esque weapon, where it's kind of just like your final huzzah. But with that 30 seconds of free invisibility, you could really, hit that player with the Smash and Grab and then just bolt off. Or you could hit them with the Smash and Grab and finish off with a pump shotgun. It's all up to you. Again, a lot of these aliens come down to how you can master using them. No, it's not your neat anime-loving brother walking past your bedroom, it's Stinkfly. Stinkfly has a very simple ability, and that is he is just a clone of the Wings of Icarus, including both the flight module and the slam, with a modification to the slam that allows you to spray a bit of goo on the ground, like when your Marvel Rivals Gooner friend plays a little bit too much Emma Frost. But now I toss it to you. What aliens do you want to see? Here are my honourable mentions for aliens that I think could work really, really well in this season. Number one is Wildbutt. This would just be a transformation like the sort of pom-pom lady one was. I can't even remember her name, she was that shit. But the transformation into the beast form that she had from the Super season, I think that could work really well, but it just doesn't really leave much to be desired, and it's just not too fun and kind of locks you into just that one alien. For what I would say is just a bit too long, and thus leading it to not feeling as fun when you have to transform back. It also runs the risk of really becoming heavy meta and just not being worth it for the game's health overall. Next up, our Alburian Peralta friend Cannonbolt, working like Groot's healing ball, where upon using his singular ability of being able to turn into a ball, you can speed up down hills and deal damage to players when rolling them fast enough. I think this is a cool one, but I rather don't see you turning into the alien as much as I do with the others. I more see it as using it as a single utility item. So it possibly could work as an item on the map, maybe, or mount even. I just don't really like the way it would fit as an alien. But hey, if you wanted to be like one of those roly bug, mount enemies that you had from the bug season, you could do that with Cannonbolt. It would just be a little bit more weird. And my last honorable mention before throwing it to you guys is Upchuck.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not.
A simple alien would allow you to consume various items on the map that would usually be either buildables or just set dressing, and allow you to fire them out in a big junk bolt, using about 3 junk bolts I think would be the maximum that you could use before having to restock. I think it's a cool ability, but it just strives too close to those Doom Gauntlets for me, while I do think it's a neat idea, having your Fortnite player commit Vor I just don't think fits very well into Fortnite, and I think would appease another side of the fandom more than the main gameplay fandom. But I throw it to you. Please tell me in the comments below what aliens you think could work in this season. Because with there being so many, as long as you don't comment blocks or goop because I'll come to your house and rip your eyes out your skull, you could comment anyone, and I'd love to read them and might even do a follow-up video if the comments are creative enough. A suggestion that I got from one of my viewers, Mr. Box, was to have Ben be the skin and have the aliens be on an emote wheel, like in Omniverse, how the wheel is presented there. I think that's a pretty good idea. However, when setting out to make this video, I thought about how the aliens would come to the game, as in gameplay-wise. But this is a very good idea for them to come to the game in a more skin-based sense. But I just wanted to pop this in here because it was something that he messaged me a very long time ago, and I've taken quite a while to make this video. But thank you, Mr. Box, for the suggestion. That's right, the next alien is Goop! Like, fuck is it? No, it's Shockrock from the 2016 reboot. Shockrock is an often overlooked alien from the reboot, but he's one of my favourite. His abilities are, frankly, very boring. But I do like Shockrock, so I wanted to get some representation from outside of Classic in here, because this list is very heavy on Classic aliens, because that's the series that I grew up with. I feel time eroding my soul with each passing day. But Shockrock is an alien that I think really stood out in the 2016 reboot, better than that fucking Stinkfly redesign, let me tell you what. Shockrock's main ability is to thwack you with an electric-based item. I've come up with a baseball bat, a pan, and a hammer. It just so happens that those are also used in the game Ben 10 Power Trip, so here's footage of that. It would roughly be the same damage as the Kneecapper, as well as providing it with the electric and also knockback the Kneecapper provides from a few seasons ago. And for his secondary, a quick bolt of lightning that would just do maybe about 30 damage on a hit. Just sort of get you some distance from the player, or bring them closer if you want to, I don't care. Maybe you want to kiss them with a Shockrock, that's not my business. For our second to last alien on the list that's not our special one, we have Wildvine. Wildvine is a very cool alien. I'm using his original series version as the baseline of this ability in Fortnite, and that is going to be the ability to swing like the grappling hook or like Spider-Man's webs. You will get 10 charges of a swing before they recharge over time. And while you're down on the ground and can't use your swings, you get Wildvine seed pods that work like a stink bomb. You'll have 6 of them, they'll do 30 damage per tick as they do the stink bombs, except this time they're spores. I think that Wildvine has a good chance to be somewhere in like the middle tier, especially with the ability to get away so fast with these gloves. He could really be like absolutely peak, and I can see that the streamers already don't want him in the game. Boy, do I like me a bit of Diamond Head. So with Diamond Head, I'm going to keep it simple. He is going to use Morgan Mist's main ability, but except this time it's going to be those diamond shards, because it's cool as fuck when he puts both hands out and shoots diamond shards. And for his secondary ability, it's going to be the rezzed sort of floating surfboard that you could have from a few seasons ago. Same season as Morgan Mist. Except this time, you're spraying down crystals below your feet to glide somewhere. Because it's Diamond Head, and he does that, and it's cool, and I really wanted to have that within his work set. And this is why I didn't have it with Heat Blast, is because I feel like Diamond Head could work so much cooler with that and be visually more distinct. With all the aliens that I've laid out here in this basic tier of aliens, I'm really excited if I were to see these in-game, because I think like you cover a really good branch of all different abilities and all different damage types, whether it be an evasive maneuver or a head-on type damage character like Forearms. There's a lot here to be able to mix and match with. And I know that it might be disappointing that this isn't like the Marvel season where you can just pick up those abilities and use them, but one issue that I have with the Marvel season is that every single fucking time I would go and try and play a game of the Marvel season, I would be swamped by some fat, greasy chud, slamming me with Venom Smash and Grab, punching me in with She-Hulk, then rolling away in his Groot's ball when I do enough damage, and it just pissed me off to no end, so that's why I set these out like this. As a way to give you the ability to feel like these characters as well, giving you a full transformation, making it a bit more special, rather than just being some chud launching fucking fireballs at your face from like 16 feet away and then flying away with his boost gloves. I think this is a better structure for me, and that's how I would like to see it, because this is my video after all. Now, for the last alien on the list, the truly last alien, the special alien at the end of the list, the one that everyone's whimpering and creaming all about, it is Waybig, one of the coolest aliens in Ben 10 and a very special occasion in most series of Ben 10. Waybig, the Tokustar Terror, will launch his way onto the map towards the end of the season, at least the end of Ben 10 being included at least. And it will grant you the ability for one player on the map, like the Doom transformation, like the Godzilla, like the Megazord. This will give you the one-time chance in the match to turn into Waybig for either 5 minutes or as much health as you have. He will have very, very similar abilities to Godzilla, that being the beam that Godzilla has, the stomp that Godzilla has, and a radar ability to be able to see where your enemies are. While he is just basically a reskin Godzilla, I really liked the Godzilla gameplay, and I really like Godzilla, so I'm putting him here, and also ties to old Japanese TV. Come on, guys, get on it, get on it. So that is our list of aliens, and let me know what you think about the list in the comments down below. If you feel like I've missed someone that I should have in those honorable mention sections, if you feel like one alien needs to be swapped out for another, if you feel like a version of that alien from Omniverse or UAF later would be better, if you think you could fit another alien in here that could be way, way, way cooler than something like fucking Upgrade, let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this list in the comments below. Now, for our final coverage of this video, I want to talk about the map. The map is going to be a pretty simple change. There will only really be 2 major changes to the map. Number 1 will be Vilgax's crash ship in the corner of the map. I'm not sure what corner, but in the corner of the map. If we're still on the Chapter 7 map, I'd love to see it in the Redwoods area, as that is obviously the Redwoods area in America, and Ben 10 travels around America. I think it would be really cool to have it up there as a harken back to the original series, with a Vilgax boss down there. Now, as well as this, the second change would be, I'd like to see some little, like how we had the Stormtrooper camps, I'd like to see some little Vilgax drone camps around the map, where, when you take one down, you could probably get your hands at winning the Vilgax drone assault rifle, which will basically just be the Iron Man assault rifle from all those seasons ago. And that's it, guys. That is how I think Ben 10 could come to Fortnite. This video has taken a lot out of me to make, so the next few videos will be rather small, but essentially, yeah, that's how I think he could come. I know that not everything in this video is as perfect as it could be, and there are some holes and gaps there. I would like you to look at this graphic again, as it took me about 6 hours to make. Please look at it for longer, it took me so long. And if you've made it to this part of the video, I am on my knees, begging that you subscribe. Because clearly you like this content and like listening to me ramble about this. If you like this video, you would probably like the Simpsons video, but thank you so much for watching this far into the video. I have had fun making this, but boy has it been a fucking task. This is my final sign off. I hope Jordan's having fun wherever he is. Bye bye.